Professor, can you sum up TPM for us? In a few words?
That's not so easy to do. But to start at the end, the aims are very clear. 0 accidents, 0 breakdowns, and 0 defective products. That's what it's all about.
0. That sounds great. But is it really possible?
Yes, indeed. But to achieve that, every operator must know a lot about the equipment he or she works with. As I said before, you have to do proper equipment cleaning first, so that you can discover all those parts that are not in good shape and could cause problems. Then if you can do repairs, you do them right away. And if you can improve something, you improve it immediately. The 6 major losses which disturb the equipment and prevent it from working fully and efficiently can then be eliminated with some hard work. Do that, and you're well on your way towards 0. 0 problems!
Yeah, I guess I see.
You don't sound too convinced. Have faith. What you all need to do is to visit a factory where they really have studied TPM and mastered the techniques. Then you really understand what it's all about.
Let's take the visit with the group from Company Z. This is in fact a diesel factory. Although it's difficult to believe, it certainly doesn't look like one. The surprises start at the entrance, where you change from your street shoes into special shop floor shoes. And look at the shop floor and the equipment. It all looks brand new, but in fact it's quite old. What exactly did they have to do to get it looking like this? Let's hear from one of the supervisors.
Our equipment includes many old machines. Neither detergent nor cleaning compound were enough to get rid of the dirt. So we had to use wire brushes, gravers and hammers, and also made our own special cleaning equipment. We took all the machines apart and cleaned every little corner.
This is a diesel factory that uses a lot of oil. But as you may already have noticed, there's not an oil pan in sight.
We wanted to have obstacle-free floors. If you have oil pans under the machines, it can be dangerous. And from a cleaning point of view, people tend to get lazy. They depend on the oil pan to collect all the oil and don't bother to do any cleaning. We explained to everybody that as far as possible, we wanted to get the oil pans off the floors. And off we went.
So this TPM activity began with the aim of keeping the factory floor completely dry under all the equipment. By using lots of ideas and improvements, they reduced the number of oil pans from well over 3,000 to 0.
It's interesting that once the oil pans started disappearing, everyone got almost embarrassed about seeing oil pans. Everyone got more and more enthusiastic about getting rid of them. We also removed about 8,000 footboards.
Everyone at this factory was anxious to achieve a quantum leap in production figures. So they tackled the 6 major losses with a vengeance. As a result, we can see many examples of drastic improvements. Previously, many cables ran across the floor here. The idea developed of elevating all the cables to allow free passage through. It also greatly facilitated thorough cleaning and checking. Before improvements were made, vast quantities of metal filings from this cutter were scattered around and even got into the machine itself. Cleaning took an average of 30 minutes every day, and there were regular breakdowns. They came up with this idea for completely preventing scattering. Breakdowns have been eliminated, and cleaning time is now no more than 6 minutes. Here is another good example, where the operator of a conveyor belt seriously considered ways to avoid breakdowns and defective products and improve operating efficiency. He used to use a cloth to wipe the belt clean. This took time and didn't do the job very well. But watch this. An ordinary car wiper turned out to be the perfect tool for the job. It's easy, it's flexible, and it's effective. A simple but brilliant idea. This is a file for inspection spec sheets. They are color-coded by daily, weekly, and monthly checking and safety checks. All checking is carried out based on standard procedures. The inspection points and order of checking are also marked with checking seals. This cleverly avoids checking misses. Yellow means daily checking. Blue means weekly checking. Red means monthly checking. Floor marks using the same colors are also used to show the checker where to stand and where to proceed to next. The numbers indicate the sequence of inspection. Small tools and jigs are carefully organized in drawers with individual places for each one. Anyone taking anything from a drawer must leave their name tag. With this system, tools can't go missing. This is a storeroom for spare tools and parts with a computerized inventory. It contains over 70,000 items of 7,000 different types. In this factory, all the maintenance planning is computer controlled to increase efficiency. This centralized stand gives you the kind of oil you need whenever you need it. The next few examples are all connected with resetting procedures. Both round and square vices are used in this production process. Before improvement, it required 2 people and a lot of time and effort to remove a round vice and insert a 30-kilogram index. In conjunction with members of the design department, the operators involved investigated ways to improve the procedure. The improvement they came up with was this. The procedure can now be done by just one operator who has no more than 9 kilograms to lift. Setting has been reduced from well over 10 minutes to less than 1 minute. Previously, the process of changing grind wheel covers was rather laborious. Now, by incorporating the different covers into a compact unit, one-touch operation has been made possible. In this case, the procedure for changing the belt on a grinding plate was greatly improved. It used to take at least 1 hour to replace and reset belts. It was a complicated procedure, and they had handwritten rules like this detailing the steps. They even had to remove the working lights from the machine. The operators decided to look for a way to improve and simplify the procedure. They thought carefully about safety factors and tried to find a way of changing the belt without having to work it off and readjust it laboriously. They came up with the idea of using an adjustable pulley and a hinged cover. Changing and resetting the belt has now become a very simple procedure, which takes less than 2 minutes. The operator of this drilling machine was wasting a lot of time constantly changing and resetting the drills, but for a long time he never really thought that there was a better way of doing it. Before an improvement takes place, you may well have the idea that the way you have always done something is the natural and in fact the only way to do it. But a little careful thought can completely modify and improve the procedure. In this case, the idea for the improvement came from the way camera lenses are changed. The time required was reduced from well over 10 minutes to a matter of seconds. It took a while to get it right, but success came in the end. TPM activities extend even into the office area of the factory. To increase working efficiency, various improvements were thought up, as you can see here. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Efficiency is essential for any filing system. Here, an in-use tag must be inserted whenever a file is removed. This is the Study and Training Centre. In this factory, they're making a big effort to reinforce general skills, especially those of operators.
One of our major aims is to ensure that operators become really familiar with all aspects of the equipment they use. Our training program provides about 60,000 hours of education connected with control systems for new equipment and techniques introduced into the company, covering everybody from operators all the way through to top management. We divide other training into 3 sections: a maintenance engineer training program, a general checking skills program, and a quality maintenance program. These account for about 230,000 hours of training. Operators are gradually instructed in how to repair small defects in their equipment themselves, and the program has proved very successful. Many workers were convinced at first that their ability was quite sufficient after finishing one stage of instruction. But as everyone's ability gradually increased and the programs were further developed, the tendency developed for workers to strive for more and more training, more and more improvements. As a result of this enthusiasm, a certain part of a piece of equipment was actually improved a total of 13 times. Regular comprehension tests are included in the program. Many of the students even make up their own practice exam sheets. I really respect the willingness to learn displayed by our staff. Operators have turned out to have far more enthusiasm than we originally expected.
Improvements that have already been successfully implemented at the workplace are also enthusiastically applied to newly introduced equipment. These 13 examples clearly indicate ways that can help to create an ideal factory in which, right from the beginning, equipment is designed and operated in such a way that the 6 major losses will be avoided. Now let's see how our friends from Company Z reacted to their visit.
That tears it. It really puts our plant to shame.
Yes, and they all looked so enthusiastic.
They seem so confident.
The place was so clean. Touch a machine and you didn't even get dirty hands.
The place was probably clean before they cleaned it.
No, they showed me the pictures. It used to be dirtier than ours.
Yeah, but do they get good results in productivity or whatever?
Yes, look at these graphs. They're amazing. This one shows how the time needed for cleaning, checking and lubrication has gone right down over the 3 years since they implemented TPM.
Wow, that is a big change.
And look at this. The number of breakdowns shot down as well.
Oh,
That's amazing.
And this one shows productivity. That shot right up, and it's still going up.
that's incredible.
That's
Great.
amazing.
It'd be great to work in a place like that, don't you think so?
Oh, you think so too? They're producing diesels, right? But it looks like a computer plant, huh?
Hey, we could try and do it here.
I thought that might impress you, but that's not the only spotless factory in existence, you know. There are hundreds of others just like it. But it's no good just being impressed and then doing nothing. It's time for you to do something about your own factory, using your ideas, your plans and your efforts. Have confidence and it will all work out beautifully. We've given you an overview of all that TPM has to offer. So now let's look at the steps involved.
Here are the 12 steps involved in the implementation of a TPM program. The preparatory stage includes Step 1, announcement of the management decision to introduce TPM. This can be published in company bulletins. Step 2. Introductory campaign and education about the introduction of TPM. This can include training camps for executives and slide presentations to all employees. Step 3. The creation of promotion organizations, including special working groups, secretariat, and so on. Step 4. The establishment of basic policies and goals, including forecasts of effectiveness. And Step 5. The formulation of a master plan for developing TPM right through from the introduction stage to assessments. The introduction stage, Step 6, involves TPM kickoff and includes invitations to customers and affiliated companies to explain the TPM plan. The implementation stage involves the establishment of Step 7, an organization to improve production efficiency, including training programs to upgrade skills. Step 8, initial control systems to deal with new products and new equipment. Step 9, quality maintenance systems. Step 10, systems for improving administration efficiency throughout the company. And Step 11, control systems for safety, sanitation, and the general work environments throughout the company. Finally, the consolidation stage, Step 12, which involves complete implementation of TPM, screenings for PM, and then thinking about challenging even higher level TPM activities.
Working through these 12 main TPM steps is rather like climbing up a mountain. Of course, you can expect some tough stretches on the way, but the climb can also be enjoyable, because the results and your own personal progress can be seen clearly as you go along. And after clearing all 12 steps, you'll find yourself standing on the top of the mountain with a PM prize in your hands. But one last thing I'd like to point out, and that is the importance of 5 major principles of the implementation stage, which are particularly important. We call them the 5 pillars.
The 5 pillars of TPM. 1. Improving individual production efficiency. 2. Establishing autonomous maintenance for operators. 3. Establishing planning and maintenance systems. 4. Training for upgrading operation and maintenance skills. And 5. Establishing initial control systems for new products and new equipment.
Now I bet those sound familiar? Yes, of course, we've been examining just how some companies put those 5 pillars into action. I think you've heard quite enough from me. I've explained the theory and given you examples and blueprints for action, so now it's up to you. And good luck with it!
What could be better than a factory in which all the operators are positive and lively and the workplace atmosphere is really cheerful? As we've tried to show you in these 3 videos, proper application of TPM techniques can really achieve those things. And both the cause and the effect are 0 defective products, 0 stoppages, and 0 breakdowns. Total productive maintenance, your route to higher productivity, a better working environment, and greater satisfaction.